Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 390. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I'm Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. It's Tuesday, May 1st, 2018.
It is. All day.
Laura apparently appropriated April as also her birthday month, I heard.
I got purple lipstick for my birthday and I finally got up the nerve to wear it at work. And I posted that and then people started wishing me a happy birthday. Because the way I said it, I guess, it made it sound like it was my birthday. Which it should be every day. So I took March and April. Maybe I'll take May as
You're
well.
America's darling.
Something.
Ooh, that's funny. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I did it wrong. I did it right. I did it wrong. Sorry.
Leslie's tinking.
Yes. So this is a knitting podcast most of the time. So
it's not a podcast about my birthday?
It's not right now. In March it usually is. But would you like to go ahead and go?
Sure. I am only knitting on one item currently. And that is because I want to get these done by next weekend. So Leslie told me, because I had been whining about not going to Maryland Sheep and Wool and how sad I was.
Because it's Laura's favorite event.
It's
my
favorite
I
event.
like it, but it's not my favorite event.
Leslie's favorite event is Rhinebeck.
Yes.
Although Flyaway is, I had a really good time at Flyaway.
I enjoyed it as well, but I'm not as much into classes, so something like Rhinebeck is better for me.
Yeah. I'm all about classes, so we have very different philosophies. So anyway, I am going to Maryland Sheep and Wool now. I will be there just Saturday, and I'm not getting there. My flight arrives because I can't get off because of testing.
Yeah.
So my flight comes in Saturday morning. I'll be at the festival around 10:30ish, however long it takes from me to get from BWI to the festival. So my plane arrives at 9:40, and so however long it takes Mama Linneman and Wheezy to pick me up. And it's a whole family event. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was just going to be my mom, my sister-in-law, and I. But now it's my mom, my sister-in-law, the two nieces, my brother, and my father. Mm-hmm. And there's been a ban put on fleeces because Wheezy's a spoil sport.
Because Laura can't bring them home. She can't fly with it. Well, I mean, I guess you could.
I could if I brought a suitcase, but then I'd have to, like, check a bag and... I'm flying Southwest there, but I'm flying Delta back because I'm flying out of...
Because she had a week's notice to make the flight.
I'm flying into BWI, but I'm flying out Sunday night from Philly, so because that's where my relatives live. Anyway, that's a long story short. I'm going to grab a sock locker right fast. So, I owe Marigold Jen a pair of socks, and she is vending at Maryland's, so I'm going to try to bust these out. That's the plan.
So you have a few days.
Yeah. I do, but I'm almost, look at that, I'm almost at the, I'm at the toe decreases. I'm decreasing right now. So, it's this heel kind of biases a little bit. Anyway, so this is, a Laura Neal pattern. It is the Bootstrap Sock. And it's got this garter ridge that runs down the side of both sides of the heel. And the heel is Kitchener at the bottom, so it's a really interesting construction. The yarn is String Theory Colorworks Continuum, which is the base. That's her Superwash Merino Cashmere Nylon base. And it is in the Dopamine colorway. So the first one is almost done. I'm finishing the last little bit of... I'm going to measure it while it's on the blocker to make sure it's long enough. She has a size 8 foot. So I think this blocker is just about perfect. But I want to measure just in case. This is being knit on my size 0s. Haya Sherp. Right? No, Chagu. Size 0s. So small that they don't even use a 0. They just put a dot. And when you get the double 0s, it's 2 dots.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So, first one's almost done. I do have a 2-hour plane ride that I can work on the second one too. Plus all day at the festival. I don't have to give her them at the beginning of the festival. So that is the only thing. Oh, I was going to leave this on the blocker to measure it real fast. That's the only thing I'm working on. What are you working on, my friend? That you did incorrectly.
Well, I usually do everything incorrectly at least once.
Well, as you should. How can you learn if you don't make mistakes?
The only thing I'm actively working on right now, I put a couple of rows on my novelty, but literally a couple of rows. So I'm not going to bother.
I totally heard that as novelty, like novelty ice cream, and not novel tea. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure that's why she did it.
You think so?
Yeah. Because it's a novel way of doing the...
She's so clever. That Laura
the
Nelson.
construction. So what I mostly worked on what I mostly knit on this week was my, sorry, we moved the camera and it's really odd, so I'm having to remember where to look. So I'm working on my Find Your Fade, which is a pattern by Andrea Mowry, and it is, it uses like 6 or 7 colors, and you basically fade in from one color to another. It's got sections of garter and sections of lace.
This is one color, right?
Yep. This was a Fiber Nymph.
That works.
Sunny Skies something. It was
Friends?
an SSK colorway.
Yeah.
This one is...
Ice Skating Party.
Yes. Ice Skating Party by Stranded Dye Works. This grayish blue is Thunder Snow by Tempting You.
And I can see them at Maryland.
You can.
Ooh.
They always have such great colors.
They do. She's posted a bunch of new colors, although her baby's got a fever today.
Aww.
I know.
She's got big, fat, chunky cheek babies. And then this one is by Knitter's Nightmare. If you have sensitive ears, cover them. Colorway is called Douche Zeppelin, which is just some weird word that popped up in pop culture. And I'm now into the 5th color, and this one is A Skein Has No Name, and it is by Will and Boone, I think.
Yeah, Will and Boone, which they sell at House of Yarn.
Yes, and Loopy, you just got them too.
Yeah, I saw that. Loopy, you also got another indie dye I really like. Evil Little Goat. Yeah.
But yeah, this is A Skein Has No Name, which is a Game of Thrones reference. Arya Stark becomes a girl with no name.
I read the first book in like '98 when it came out.
Yeah, I don't particularly enjoy the way he writes, but I like the show fine. This is the skein. I just finished the lace section. Well, I'm on the very last row of the lace section, and then I'll have 10 rows. I'll need to do 10 garter ridges, so 20 rows of garter. And then I will go to the next color, which I think is Lotto Fever. By Old Rusted Chair, which is another Nashville dyer. So this one's crazy colors. I don't know, I might change what that last color is. We'll see. I'll lay it out and put a couple of options down and see what I think at that point. That's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I'm knitting mine on size 5s. I usually go up at least 1 needle size from the pattern. Usually that's enough.
Leslie's a tight knitter.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's pretty mindless for the most part, except we had a meeting with our CIO today. They call it Lunch with Les. His name is Les.
Aw, your name's Les too. Mm. It was double Les.
Yeah.
Double Les, Lunch with Les.
And the rule when we do those things is like, and this was a web conference, so like we had to be on too, is everybody has to ask a question.
I feel like there's like a Brady Bunch like screen that happens.
Yeah, we use software called Zoom. It's free. Anybody can use it. But yeah, you can have it set so it's like Google Hangout where whoever's talking pops up.
Hmm.
But the people in Atlantic City, they have this huge video screen, and there were only like 5 people that were remote, so I took up like a quarter of the screen. And nobody told me that until afterwards. Anyway.
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty much it. It is the Laura show until spinning, and then I have a little bit I can talk about, but it's not really
okay,
spinning.
so neither of us have finished objects? I don't...
No, I worked on the quilt a little bit, but it's not finished yet, so...
Okay. But both of us are going to start Goldfish Memory probably in the next
I'll
week
do it
or
this
so.
week, probably.
Okay.
Well, maybe I'll wait until I finish this. I don't know.
It's a race. I hope I do.
If it's a race, you'll win because I will just flat out forfeit.
Alright, so I got a new wheel on Friday. It was delayed by UPS by a day. So I spent a lot of my weekend playing with it because that's what I do. I did forget one skein at home, but before I could play with the new wheel, I had to finish 2 things that were on the Ladybug. So this is Looney Lovegood. It's by Bumblebee Acres. It is a Falkland.
It's purple.
Purple and pink. That's Luna. It's staying with me. This one's mine because Luna Lovegood. I'm gonna see her at Maryland, and I'm super excited because she does like Luna Lovegood mini skeins, and there's one that's called like radish earrings, and it's super cute. She does a lot of Harry Potter stuff and a lot of other pop culture. I think she's got some Game of Thrones stuff too. So this was a club that I joined back in February. So I did her club for 2 months. You can do it monthly, and then I forgot to buy the next month, and now I'm gonna see her. But she's, I think, from Illinois.
And this is who again?
Bumblebee Acres.
Okay.
So I like her stuff a lot. So this is Falkland. Well, this is the first of her set. I only got 2 of her clubs, so this is the first of 2 that or the second of 2 that I got, but I haven't spun the first one yet. I think the first one was like a Cormo, which was kind of cool for a club.
Yeah.
So that's it. It's 400 yards of a 2-ply that was spun fractally, so I should get lots of cool color pops. I didn't play it super tight because I think it's going to be more of a drapey shawl lace type thing. If I had another skein, I'd totally do a foolproof for me out of it. Maybe I'll do a different contrast color and then I could do a foolproof.
That's the cowl.
That's that big cowl that's in it diagonally. We'll see. So that's the first thing that I finished. The second thing that I finished, I'm not super happy with. It's and it's my fault, not the fiber. I just overspun it because I was trying to spin bulky and my feet move faster than my hands, and it had silk in it. Silk and I don't get along. So I should stop buying things with silk in them, but I keep buying them. This is Hill District. It's by Hip Strings. I think it came out pretty though. It's a 3-ply. Oop, we did move the camera, didn't we? It only took me like 45 minutes to figure that out. So this is Hill District. It's an area in Pittsburgh, and I definitely, when I look at it, I can see like the plying and the spinning's not super consistent. Like the twist per inch is not matching up, but I think it'll be a fun cowl. Maybe one of those bandana cowls. 75 yards of a bulky weight. So it's not going to go very far, but it's definitely super drapey. One of the ways you can tell if a yarn's super drapey is, I'm going to show you guys a little trick. Will you pass me that skein of sock yarn over there?
This one?
Yeah. So, Leslie and I just bought some sock yarn from String Theory Colorworks. And if I hold the skein by its bottom, it kind of stands straight up, it's not super drapey. And some of it has to do with how tight it's twisted.
Right.
Like this is a little wobbly, but not really.
It's also not twisted super tight. That's part of it.
Yeah. More drape. So it's an easy way if you're shopping for yarn. We talk about this in my Make the Best Yarn Choice class. It's an easy way of saying, hey, this is going to drape pretty quickly because it's got 50% silk in it. That part right there drives me crazy. I'm going to cut that out when I get to knit it. That's the other thing that you can do with hand spin if you don't like part of it. I had a coil go in. Not really, just
a little
an
bit
over
of twisted
spun.
section.
Yeah, it's driving me nuts. Anyway. Whatevs. And then, so then I finished those 2 and I got to play with the new wheel. So I got a Spinolution.
Okay, I was going to say, what wheel did you get? You got it.
I got a Spinolution King Bee, and we did an unboxing video on Instagram when I got it, which was kind of fun. And I started by grabbing, because it was the closest, a bat by Joanna Spring, who's Knit Spin Farm, who does lovely bats. This was part of her bat club. And the very first thing I spun on it was this, and I spun it woolen. And you can tell, like, just looking at it, compared to this one, it's got, like, a lot of loft, a lot of air added to it. It's very, very squishy. And it's 200 yards of a 2-ply that's been woolen spun, so you can see all that air and fuzziness that's in this game. So it makes me super happy. This will be a hat, for sure. Because woolen doesn't wear super well, it tends to get torn up a little bit if it's got any kind of friction against it.
But it holds heat really well.
But because it's got lots of air equals warmth. So for hats, it's absolutely perfect. Mm-hmm. So I have 200 yards of a nice squishy. It's super squishy. Feel it, how squishy it is.
Yeah, it's Joanna Springs. So.
I know, it's super squishy. So I'm super happy with that one. And then last thing that this is the Spinolution bobbin that I have. Isn't it ginormous? It's like the size of my head. It's 8 ounces. And last week's prompt for
51 yards.
51 yarns, which I'm spinning along with, is low twist singles. So I grabbed a bag of braid of fiber that was kind of deep stash. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago. Her name used to be Luna Bud, and now it's deep dyed fibers.
Deep dyed yarns or something.
Okay, it's in the show notes, but it's deep dyed fibers. I think Leslie needs to move the show notes. Deep dyed fibers.
Okay.
And this is the Lost Girl. It's a gradient, so it starts with a greenish, and then it goes to a teal, and then it goes to this pinkish red, and then the gray. So it's going to stay as a single. I did plyback tests as I was spinning it. So when you do a plyback test, let's say this is my bobbin and it's on my wheel, and then I let the single kind of go back and ply back on itself. So I let it twist back on itself, and you can see it's pretty low twist. There's not a lot going on there. It's just holding together a little bit at a time.
People pay a lot of money for yarn that looks like that.
Yeah. So I am going to full it. I'm going to give it a little bath in hot and cold with some soap. Squish it around. I'm going to put like probably 6 ties on it with crochet cotton when I wind it off. And full it, and then it will be ready to roll. And I think this is going to be a cowl, because it is kind of bulky. So we'll see how many yards I get off of this. When you full singles, you definitely want to measure your finished yardage afterwards, because they're going to shrink. Mm-hmm. For sure.
And the full is to felt, essentially.
Yeah. So, I still have one more spinning. I did a lot of spinning, y'all.
And she forgot one.
And I forgot. So I also core spun a gorgeous bat from Bricolage Studios that I'll bring next week. That's going to be a baby hat or 2. The last thing that I decided to spin, I'm spinning on my Ladybug. It is the Patreon prize for April, which we will draw for next week.
Yep. It
is this gorgeous, gorgeous fiber that I picked out. I actually picked this as a Patreon prize to purchase at Flyaway. It is from Yarn Geek Fibers, and it is a Cordell cross. I like that she gives you a little card too. And I'm kind of wishing I bought some for me too. And it is in the 1st of May colorway. And her like fiber right out of the braid, just perfect. Like, it's nice. It's got lots of air in it. Super squishy. So I'm excited to spin that. Here's the first half.
How are you going to...
I think I'm going to fractal the second half. So this was spun with the long color segments. I think I'm going to fractal the second. I think that'll tone it down enough so that it's not, like, super in your face. Because the more plies you had... Yeah, I thought about Navajo plying it, so it would be, like, big pops of color, but... I don't know. We'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm going to fractal spin it. So that is it for me for spinning. Although I'm going to spin during the Penguins game tonight. No, I'm going to knit on these socks during the Penguins game tonight. Because I've got to get them done.
Is that series not over yet?
It's a new series.
Oh, God. I thought it was like a playoff.
It is a playoff.
Oh, but they beat the other ones.
So they beat Philly.
Okay.
And then now they're playing Washington, D.C., the Capitals. So they won the first game.
What's the mascot of the Capitals?
I don't know what the mascot is. Oh. I would think, like, you know how the Patriots is like a patriot? Mm-hmm. Probably something like that. I don't know.
Sorry if you can hear my dog. I can't do anything about that.
So they're playing the Capitals. They won the first game, lost the second game. Now it's back in Pittsburgh. The first 2 games were in Washington. It's a series of best of 7.
Yeah.
And then if they win that, they'll go on to play another team. And then if they win that, then they'll be in the finals. And Nashville's still in it, and so is the new team, the Vegas team.
Golden Knights.
Yes, the Golden Knights.
I hear about them a lot because my company is a Vegas-based company. So
yeah, they actually lost a game the other night to... They're playing the Mighty Ducks. No, they're playing the San Jose Sharks.
Mighty Ducks is a real team?
Yeah. They're the Anaheim Ducks.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was just the movie. I don't watch hockey, dude.
I know.
Huh. Learn something new every day. Oh, blessed air conditioning.
I haven't turned mine on yet.
Mine's been on and off for a month.
No, well, you're more hardcore than I am.
Well, and especially up here because heat rises. So when I'm up here
Yeah,
sewing,
just one floor.
I've got to have the air conditioning on. Yeah, because this room is on the 2nd floor of my house. So the only thing, most of what I did this weekend, I actually did not leave my house once this weekend.
I know, usually you come see me.
Yeah, usually I'll come to Laura's, for...
You left me some nasty donuts.
A little... Oh, were they gross?
Yeah, by the time I got to them the next day, they were pretty gross.
I needed soft food because I got oral surgery. I've got,
you can
some
see
gorgeous...
super bruise.
Yeah, I look like an abuse victim. But, and this was almost a week ago that this was done. It was very traumatic. And I will spare you the retelling of it. But most of the weekend I spent washing wool. Because I had this Cormo that I got from Fox Hill Fibers, who will be at Maryland Sheep and Wool.
Will they?
She is always at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and she's in the same...
Because I didn't see her on the vendor list.
Oh, crap, no. She's always at Rhinebeck.
She's at Rhinebeck.
Yeah, because she's in the same building as the Fleeces. I'm picturing the Fleeces in my head, and it's the B building at Rhinebeck. You're right.
Yeah, she's not at Maryland.
That's too bad.
Because I looked for you specifically, because I know you like her fleeces.
Yeah, and you can't... She doesn't... Well, at least a year ago, she didn't really have an online shop. But anyway, it's Fox Hill Fibers. You could call her and get a fleece, but it's not the most internet-savvy establishment, but... Their stuff is awesome. Anyway, I had a 5-pound fleece, and it was from you named Viola.
That's a great name.
And it was
very Shakespeare.
A white Cormo 5-pound fleece. And it's all washed now, and I weighed it, and it's like a half an ounce under 3 pounds.
And you started with 5.5?
Started with 5. Well, I didn't weigh it, but it said it was 5 pounds. So it could have been
That's pretty
slightly
good, actually.
over.
But it's coated, so you're gonna keep more.
Yeah, her fleeces are coated, and the price reflects that. Like this was $35 a pound, which is pretty high for a wool fleece, but
not for a super fine wool that's coated. Though.
Yeah, and this is Cormo. Let me grab some. So it's all washed now. The color is kind of washing it out because it's white, but not much I can do about that. So
that's gorgeous.
These are the locks, and they're very springy. I love it. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to process them now. That one seems short. This is more true of the average length of it. But they're very bouncy, very springy.
Mm-hmm. You can see the crimp structure. See all that crimp?
I think, what I would like to have happen is to have all the ends just flicked out and then just spin it from the fold.
I think you could totally do that.
But it's 3 pounds.
So
it's a lot.
Yeah. Are you going to spin all 3 pounds?
I don't know. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to set aside 4 ounces.
To sample?
Yeah, and flick card it, which basically just teases out the ends.
Yeah, I would totally. I don't even know that you need to flick it.
And then I'll spin some samples. Is this indicative
of the whole thing?
Yeah.
I don't think you need to flick it. I think you could spin just right off this. Just folding in half.
I don't know. I'm gonna sample it.
Yeah, I would sample it, but still, I don't think you really need to do anything to it.
And spin out some little samples. God, the bounciness makes me so happy. For washing wool, I do have a video out there of the way that I do it. I did do it slightly differently with this one because it's such a fine fleece. I did put them in mesh bags and take a little bit more care with them. And I use Power Scour, which is a Unicorn Fibers product.
It is the best product.
You can also use the original Dawn liquid detergent. It just, in my, somewhat limited experience, it takes more passes with Dawn.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Than it does with Power Scour.
More passes and higher temperature.
Yeah. Power Scour rinses out really well, and it does a lot of, it pulls that dirt right off. So.
I'm super jealous of this fleece.
Well, I have 3 pounds of it, so.
Well, if you have extra,
I'm certain I will. But yeah, I'm going to separate out about 4 pounds, or 4 ounces, and just do some sampling. And, flick a little bit a night, because it's not something I'm going to want to do for a long period of time.
I would try it without even flicking at first. I would just grab some and go.
Maybe just like an ounce or something to start with.
Yeah, or even just, 10 grams.
There are some that are...
You're going to get little nips.
Yeah, little
it's
nips.
A fine fleece. But I think if you introduce outside equipment, you're going to get more nips.
That's probably true. Because I went through several books to see what the advice was, and ended up on Beth Smith's Spinner's Guide to Fleece.
Yeah.
And her advice on this particular, on Cormo and anything in that micron range, is basically the less you fuss with it, the better.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. I wouldn't even flick it.
This is just a mesh laundry bag, but giant bag full of.
That's awesome.
Makes me happy.
It should make you happy. It's gorgeous.
Alright, let me move this. Sorry, you're getting my big old forehead right in your face. But what about books or audiobooks? What have you been?
I'm still listening to Mark of Athena. I am 6 hours in. 6 or 7 hours in. It's like a 15-hour book. I know you listen to audiobooks much faster than I do.
Well, it's just because I do it more throughout the day, but I also don't have to watch children, so...
Yeah. That's truth. But yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to start at the same point.
Ah. So fancy.
I think that's
Very beginning of your green, yeah.
Well, it's not the super beginning of the green, so when you look at it...
Well, yeah, but the cast on takes double the amount.
Yeah, but it's still not. It's a little bit in. Anyway.
So that's all you've been listening to and reading?
Yes. That is.
Okay.
I get home and I craft a little bit and I watch or I listen to Mark of Athena and then I go to bed because I'm super lame. But also I've been walking around a room for 8 hours a day and I don't have the brain capacity to do anything else.
That's fair enough.
Judgy McJudgerson.
I just thought maybe there was stuff you weren't talking about.
No, I don't have anything.
I
wish I have like a stack of books this big to read for work, but I have not read any of them.
Yeah. So I've been, as far as actually reading, I read a book called Rain, like A King's Reign. It's a space fantasy romance, and it was okay. It was the only one in that series at the moment. And then I read both books in the Vaudrey Brothers series. These were both romances. They were more historical romance, and they're about Alice Coldbreath.
Huh.
They're pretty good.
I've not even heard of those.
As far as what I'm listening to, I'm about to start The Only Human, which is the 3rd book in the Themis Files book, which I feel like "which" is that word I say a lot that annoys people. Sorry about that. It started with Sleeping Giants, and then it was Waking Gods, and then Only Human is the 3rd.
Becca and Farrell and
Carrie is the one that turned me on to that, yeah. It's kind of about extraterrestrial technology, kind of. It's good. I haven't started the 3rd one. It just came out today. A new Sarah J. Maas book came out today, which I was getting really excited about.
I don't like that series.
But it's... Apparently I didn't realize this, but she does 2 main series. There's the Court of something and something.
It's fairy. You won't like it.
And then the other one is the Throne of Glass series, the Selena Sardouthian series, which is the one I like. And I thought that this book was in that series.
It is totally not. Also, like, I'm fairly liberal with what I read and what I let kids read. I'm not a fan.
No.
Nah.
Of
people love it.
either series or of the
of the
Court of whatever.
Court of series, especially. Like, I don't feel like I like the main character. I read the first two.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the first book, and then I got to the second book, and I'm not super fond of the main female character, but also there's like a love triad thing going on that is super weird.
Yeah, that's present in the Throne of Glass series, but only for part of one of the books.
I think I just messed this up.
Anyhow, I did listen to the first two books in the Dark Horse series, which is a triad, a 3-person relationship, and it's male, 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 and they're on a horse farm. And,
somehow I can't picture that. Okay.
It's actually, most of the first book is really sad, but it's a pretty good series. I mean, the writing's pretty good. What are you hunting, dear?
I don't know. Sanity is what I'm hunting.
Okay.
Another tapestry needle, perhaps.
I have some
right here.
Okay.
I'm doing the thing with Kitchener so I'm never happy with how my Kitchener looks, ever.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sweat it.
And, well, I always get a little bump at the end. It drives me nuts. So Jessie, little hip kitty at SKP, showed me this trick where you pass the last stitch over the first stitch, and it helps. And it's really easy to do if you're doing double points, but when you have it on magic loop, it is less easy to do. So I'm probably doing it the most complicated way ever.
That's usually the way you prefer to do things.
Yeah, I do. Always. So, like, I just unhooked my needles so that I could get to that.
Ah, okay.
So I unscrewed my needles so I could make them, like, double points, but then when they're unscrewed, they don't have a point. Like, if they had a point, I would just lift this up over the other side. You guys can't see what I'm doing. I'm taking this last stitch and moving it over. Oh my gosh! The camera moved!
So basically what she's saying is she doesn't have a point.
I don't in life in general. So I've got these 2 stitches that were my last 2 stitches, and I would take this one on this side and put it over that side. And I'm doing it the most complicated way that you will ever see. And that helps a little bit with my little bump issue, but
I just wait until I'm a few stitches in, and then I go back and tighten those first few stitches.
No, this is at the end, not at the beginning.
Oh. I don't...
It's always... I don't have an issue with mine at the beginning. I have an issue at the ends. I have an issue with every ends, apparently.
So many issues.
So many issues. So little time for my issues.
We, like Laura mentioned, we'll do the Patreon drawing next week. Today is the 1st of the month, so Patreon hasn't sent us the list that we get every month. So we will do that next week after Laura gets back from Maryland. Sheep and wool.
Maybe I'll get a Patreon prize at Maryland.
That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
What else? Oh, I finally picked colors for my Goldfish Memory. I'll show you that real quick. And then you can talk about the favorite things stuff you put in there.
I will.
So I'm doing these 3 colors. So this is Rain's Obsessive Stitchery. I got this at one of the Tennessee festivals.
Yeah, and we're gonna go. Are you going? Have you gotten your schedule yet for your on-call for May?
Yeah, I'm on Memorial Day.
Okay. Yeah.
You're
not going. Eloise and I might be going.
Yeah. So this is the Felix
We'll see how
colorway.
much money I spend at Maryland before I promise that I'm going.
And then this is the dyer from Florida, Emma's Yarn.
Oh yeah, I mean Emma's. Is it Crazy
Beautiful color?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So it's got lots of pops of different rust and copper and teal, and there's a bit of lime green in there. And then this I got on my first trip to Twisted in Portland when I was with my husband and my child.
A long time ago.
Yeah, many years ago. And this is Big Alice Dyes in the Foxtrot. It is a merino silk blend, 50/50. So it'll have nice drape. And the three together. This is what they look like. So I'll wind these sometime this week, and depending on when I finish the Find Your Fade, I still feel like it's not going to be big like everybody else's, but we'll see.
You do knit tight, my friend.
I do, but I went up a needle size, but I don't know. Garter also stretches crazily once you block it. So
where are you going to block that?
To your house, probably.
Good luck with that. My fade I had to block in the family room, and it went from my fireplace almost to the front door.
Yeah.
Like, you couldn't get it in and out the front door.
Yeah, and it's a weird shape, so like some like rectangular stole type things, you can hang a line and then clip one edge, like hang it. But this is a sort of a weird shape.
Could you fold it over a line?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm working on. And you've got some cool stitch markers.
Will you talk for like 2 more minutes about something? Because I'm kitchening the toe of my sock and I'm almost
I don't know if I have anything super interesting to talk about. How about if you guys, anybody's going to Maryland Sheep and Wool, you should recommend interesting new vendors for Laura to check out.
Yeah, because I haven't been in a year. So that would be good.
Yeah, she's going to check out the fleece sale because we would like a fleece to dye in the wool.
Yeah, natural dye in the wool.
Yeah, we're going to have sort of a natural dyeing party at a friend of ours' house sometime this year when we can schedule it in. Mm-hmm. With Laura's school, it makes it hard to take any time off, and her summers are usually already jam-packed because that's the only time she can really plan things. So maybe Labor Day, if we can make that work. We'll see.
Yeah, that would be good.
What else?
Almost 2 stitches, my friend.
Cinco de Mayo is this week.
It is.
It's
I'm not going to get Mexican this week for sure. See, this is a little bump that I'm talking about. It always bumps up. You don't get that?
Well, no, because when I put the like when I thread it back through to pull it to the
end,
to the inside, so that I can weave in the end, I just give it an extra tug and it'll pop right through.
I feel like you were a liar that lies.
Well, give it to me and let me do it. Unless you've already broken it.
I haven't broken it.
Alright, talk about your stitch marker.
Okay. So, the lovely Knitting Samurai, who has a podcast, or she did. I don't think she does anymore. She's Knitting Samurai on Ravelry, and I remember watching her podcast a long time ago. And
she had the baby with her.
Yeah, Adore Knit Steph on Instagram. She does stitch markers now. She does super cool geeky stitch markers. So she sent 4 sets. She sent a set for Leslie that was Star Trek.
Yep.
That was super cute. And a set for me that was Princess Bride, also super cute. And she sent 2 sets for us to give away. So I'm going to take them. They come in these really cute little organza bags. And there's a bunch of them in here. So let me spread them out a little bit. And in here is also one that's on like a nice big lobster claw. Not one of those tiny awkward lobster claws. And then one that's not. So it's just a regular stitch marker that's got, so they're like the ring kind. Then you can see the great big lobster claw. This is the bike set. Let me try this way. Maybe I'll put pictures in the thread too, because I feel like they're not coming through. Hold on. Let me open them. So the set has these little green rings. They're super cute.
You've got a pearl bump on the bottom of this. That's what's sticking out, is your little pearl bump.
It's every single time. I don't purl the last stitch. I don't know what to tell you. I'm special. So there's a sun. And then there's a bicycle. And the bicycle's the one that's on the bigger. See? It reminds me of Queen. I want to ride my bicycle.
I never really listened to Queen besides that one song. So how does the giveaway going to work?
Hold on, I have one more set to show. I'm just slow. And then the other set is, it's got like a little frog and a magician hat. And it says freedom, so like a Princess and the Frog one. And she does a lot of cool, like geeky, like we said, Star Trek, Princess Bride, Hobbits, Cinderella, all sorts of different things. So, this is the magician frog, and it's got rainbow beads on it. Anyway, they're super cute. So we're gonna give away 2 sets. So we'll pick 2 winners, and the prompt is. Look, she put everything in a card, which I really, really appreciate.
Organization is amazing.
She, like, that alone tells me. So her shop specializes in character, inspirational, and seasonal markers and keepers. She's giving y'all a code for 25% off. The code is Narwhal.
Because she's seen the show, apparently.
And you can find her shop. It's linked in the show notes, but it's adoreknit.etsy.com. And the code is good until 7/1, so you've got quite a bit of time to use it. So the prompt is, and we're going to have this in our Ravelry group, so don't respond on the YouTube comments, don't respond on the blog.
You can, but if you want to enter to win, it needs to be on Ravelry. It needs
to be on Ravelry, and we'll start a thread, and it is, what is your favorite pop culture show, movie, book, etc.? So what's your favorite pop culture? If you had to pick one, what would it be?
It depends on if we're talking about for merchandise, for, like, rewatching potential.
No, that's not the question. What is your favorite? What is your favorite pop culture show, movie, book, etc.?
I mean, Goonies is my, like, fallback all-time favorite.
Goonies is really good. I thought of you. There's on Etsy, there's a doormat to get. I was looking at Truffle Shuffle the other day, and there's a doormat that says "Do the Truffle Shuffle."
Oh, nice!
I thought that was super funny. That's a good one. What would you like to see in a stitch marker set for your knitting? So those are the 2 questions. So we'll have those in a thread on Ravelry, and you can enter to win one of these cool stitch marker sets. So thank you so much, Steph. She's really, really sweet, and I've been looking around her shop for a little while, and it's nice. That was super awkward, but, like, I really like her stuff.
I feel like that was you not saying, I've already bought the things that I want.
Well, you know, that's what I was thinking. But I was trying to... Here's the deal. When someone gives us a giveaway, I'm like, let me check this out first, because A, we only want to give you guys good stuff, but also we honestly want to go shop before y'all get to it. Yeah. So Steph has some really lovely stuff in there as well. A lot of stuff that I was like, I should get that for my sister-in-law. Yeah. No, I should, because she's got a lot of, like, Disney stuff. And my niece, Julia, who's about to be 9. Do y'all remember when she was a baby and I held her up on the podcast? She's about to be 9.
I remember her in the Dirty Hippies episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And she was like 6 months, maybe a year.
She was still in diapers.
Yeah, she was still itty bitty in that episode. We'll have to find that episode. Yeah. I'll have to rewatch it. But she's about to be 9, and she's starting to learn how to knit and spin, thanks to Mama Linneman. So, all right, thanks for fixing my Kitchener.
I think I actually figured what you're doing, but I'll talk.
Yes,
after
we're gonna figure it out.
So we'll pull a winner for the stitch markers on our next episode. Like Laura said, if you want to enter, it has to be on the Ravelry thread. That's just I'm
how we
not
roll
together enough to pull things from different places. It's just I'm not good at it, so we don't do it. We are participating in a knit along that starts on June 1st. We'll talk more about that in the next week or so.
And Stash Dash will start the voting process. People are putting up stuff. I reminded myself on how to do a poll today on Ravelry, so I will start putting those up if I have free time. Hey, Ravelry's unblocked at work for me now.
Yay!
They switched to web filters. Yes. So I can do things like polls are super difficult on your phone, but I can maybe sneak on. I'm doing the long test tomorrow, which is 2.5 hours each session. So maybe I'll be able to sneak on. We'll see. Maybe I'll just get 10 minutes for lunch. You never know. All right, that's it for me.
Yeah, that's it for both of us. So if you're going to be at Maryland and you see Laura, don't be a stalker. Come say hi. I've got stuff for you. Do not leave without it.
She's got stuff for me. I bet you they're pens.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I might have some tape measures somewhere.
So there'll be swag. I have a new Tom Bin bag that I bought specifically for Maryland with my birthday money from my mama.
Cool.
It's not the backpack because they were sold out, but I got the big tote. I'm going to show it to you so you can see.
Cool. Well, you guys have a lovely week. And if you're at Maryland, say hi to Laura.
Yes.
And otherwise, we'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all.